Hello everybody, welcome to this course. This course will take you from completely beginner in terms of Midjourney to creating beautiful art and images using this incredible AI. You probably maybe tried this before and got mediocre images that you probably didn't really like that much, and you were clueless in regards how to get better images. Well, today is your lucky day because I'm gonna teach you how to get beautiful looking images using this incredible AI. I cannot wait to show you what's in this course, and yeah, I look forward to seeing this course. Peace. Hello everybody, let's get right into this course. So how do I actually get Midjourney? You go into this website called midjourney.com, and then you sign in and join their beta trial through the website. This will send you into a Discord server. Discord server is basically just a community. It's essentially made for gamers at the start, but now it's very it's general for different communities and stuff. It's like a hub. If you used Slack, it's very similar to Slack, and it will give you a text channel where you could actually write what you want the AI to create for you. So before we go in too much detail into that, some are wondering, is this for free or does this cost? And that is actually a good question. It does cost if you want to do unlimited images. However, you have a free trial of around 20 to 25 images. So it counts the amount of minutes that the GPU is creating your image. So as you can see, for the free trial, it's 25 images or like minutes per lifetime, and each image takes approximately 1 minute to create, depending on the quality you're going for. So and you see the basics, $10 and then $30, and all the fast GPU time, relaxed GPU time basically means how fast you want your images to be created. And this doesn't really have the relaxed GPU time, but the standard $30 per month has it, and you can create unlimited images if you can wait for a bit longer and all this kind of stuff. And you might be wondering, these prices, are these pre-tax or after tax, after tax? And these are actually before tax. So you just keep that in mind. So it's a bit more expensive than just $10, $30, etc. But just keep in mind also, and a very important side note, that these prices might change. So always keep a look at on their website, just in case something regarding their pricing actually changes. So yeah, that's just very basic of the pricing. Yes, you do have a free trial. However, it's not, depending on the days, it's depending on how many images you do generate. So let's go. How do I actually start generating images on Midjourney? As you can see, this is a screenshot of a Discord channel. So this is how it will look for you as well. And you will have a chat, and also like channels, as you can see here on the left side. You see newbies 38. So once you're starting out, you write in the newbies section, and you can press /imagine, as I had done so in the chat, and then it says, oh, you have to write a prompt, and then you can write something, anything. You can write like a monkey or a dinosaur or whatever you want the AI to generate for you. It will generate that for you. So as you can see, I've written the formula up here. So the imagine, and then you write your prompt. So basically what you want the AI to generate. For example, I want to generate a red monkey climbing stairs. And then, that would be a bit description of the atmosphere, a bit description of the animal that I want to generate and what it's doing. So that is all the prompt. So what does actually parameters mean? Well, parameters is, for example, how wide you want your images to be, how tall you want your images to be, what type of quality do you want your images to be, and all this kind of stuff are parameters. There's a couple of parameters that are actually important to create to be able to generate beautiful art in Midjourney. So this will, we'll discuss this more in detail because this course is mainly focused on how to generate beautiful images doing Midjourney. So I'll not teach you all the parameters. There's a ton out there, a ton you can see on the websites. I'll give you the most important ones so you can actually get started as soon as possible and create amazing images. All right. So let's continue. You see, there's in these channels, people are just generating tons of images. So when you go into this channel, it'll just spam a lot of images because people are just generating it like crazy. And the Discord bot will tag you once they finish generating your image in that chat. So what is these like U1, U2, U3, U4 mean in V1? Like what is this all these buttons, all this UI? Well, as you can see, this is the current UI of Midjourney. So once I've created this prompt and it tagged me at Raxlon. So it's saying a massive dragon breaching on the shore of a dark Icelandic beach, etc., etc. I'm giving it a lot of adjectives, a lot of like descriptions of how I want my images to be. So it's even more detailed. It's more towards what I wanted to create, and it's giving me 4 options. But I want to post it on Instagram. I don't want 4 options to post on Instagram. Like this is how would I do it? Like would I cut it? No. So let's say I want this image. This is image number 1, this is image number 2, this is image number 3, and this is image number 4. So if I want this image, I would press U1. So upscale 1. So I would upscale image 1 and it'll give me that image for higher quality. It'll make it bigger, it'll make it more detailed, right? So it'll like generate it once again, the same images, but just bigger. So what does V1, V2, V3, V4 mean? So it's the same principle. This is image 1, 2, 3, and 4. But if I press, for example, V4, it'll give me different variations of that image. So in this instance, I pressed V4, which gave me these 4 different variations of that image. As you can see, they're very similar to each other, and there is minor differences. And what does this blue funny button looks like this? What does it do? And this button actually redoes all the 4 options that the AI have given to you. So if you don't like any of these options and you want it to create even more options for you to decide, maybe this doesn't fit you at all and you just want 4 different options, you press that button and it'll redo it just like that, as you can see in the bottom right of the, on the slide. So last thing about the UI before I continue on with the parameters. And as you can see, once I've upscaled an image, I have more options. These options, by the way, always change, so kind of be careful to, maybe it'll not look like this for you, but that's fine. They always change it for the better. So what does this mean? Make variations. If you upscale an image, let's say you pressed U1 and you got this image, and you don't kind of like it, so you want it to create different variations, then you can press make variations and it'll create different variations. Detailed upscale redo, we'll go into these in more detail and how they actually differ in terms of the style. But what this usually means is it will upscale it again in a more detailed fashion. And the beta upscale redo, it will upscale it using their beta technological stuff, and it'll be more smoothed out. And the new remaster is a completely new formula. It will remaster the whole image while it's upscaling it. I know this sounds very complex, but don't fear. I'll show you exactly step by step how these different UI sections make sense in terms of images and what's the true differences between them. You can see it visually. So don't fret. I'm just throwing this out there so you kind of have an idea as to what I'm talking about further on in the course, right? And the web, and once you press it, you can see your images on the web. So if you want to, for example, download your image, you press the web and then you just save it on your desktop. And then you have these 4 emoticons, and it's just, personally for you if you liked what it generated or not. All right, so kind of a, long introduction about the program, but now we're actually getting to the fun section. So I'll discuss the parameters that you should use and could use in the next part. See you then. All right, so we're back with the parameter sections. If you remember, the parameter sections was the last part of the sentence that you write in your Midjourney in the chat, basically, when generating something. And here are 4 different parameters that I've chosen that are really gonna be crucial when you're trying to generate an image that is beautiful. There is many more parameters. However, I want you to get the most crucial information as fast as possible so you can generate beautiful images. There's many stuff that you usually don't need at all. If you need those information, it exists on the website. They explain it in super detail. But these are the ones that everybody uses, and that is super necessary, in my opinion, when you're generating an image that you find beautiful. So you have the aspect ratio, and the aspect ratio is like this. So you, after you completed what you wrote, so you write, for example, /imagine a beautiful monkey, or in this instance, a dragon breaching on an Icelandic shore, right? You will be able to, at the end of the sentence, do 2 dashes, so dash dash, and then AR, which stands for aspect ratio, and then you press the width ratio and the height ratio. So, for example, a 1-to-1 ratio, as we have put here, gives you a quadrant. Same thing if you would put, for example, dash dash W, which stands for width, and then 1000, and then dash dash height, which is H, and then 1000. It's also a 1-to-1 ratio, so it will create also a quadrant. However, if you want to post your stuff on Instagram, then the aspect ratio on Instagram is usually 3.4. I think it's also 4.5, like 4:5. So you press dash dash AR :34 or 4.5, for example. And then you get a bit longer images. You can also do it a bit, like, for example, for wallpapers. So that is if you have a width of 1920 by 1080, which is usually the norm. You can put that in and you'll get your wallpaper done. So that is the parameters in terms of the aspect ratio. Let's go over to the next slide, which discusses the style. So the style is also something you put after the image. So after you do the dash dash AR and put your input, you basically just press space. You don't put a colon, nothing, just a space, and then dash dash stylize. And then you put, what you want to stylize. So for example, dash dash stylize, and then the value of 625, 1250, anything ranging between 625 to 60,000 you can use. And what does this actually do? This is how much you want like the AI to steer the wheel in terms of generating your things. So for example, in this instance, I've generated a blue fish. And if I use the 625, it basically turns off the AI's imagination and it's gonna just give you a blue fish, and it's not gonna be as creative, it's not gonna be as beautiful. So, here is what that kind of looks like in a way. And the default, if you don't use this parameter at all, it'll automatically go to 2500, and it will be a bit better, a bit more beautiful, and it looks like this. It has more, for example, the ocean in it. It's swimming. It's more artistic in a way. And then if you go overboard, you're just 60,000. I don't care. Just give me something totally that you want to imagine. Then as it says here, hands off for imagination. I put a bluefish, and I cannot see any bluefish in these 4 images. Maybe this is an eye of a bluefish, but I cannot see the bluefish itself. So it's going to give you just really random things. What I usually go for is around 5,000 or 2,500. I think that is, for me, the great balance in terms of the stylized factor. Another important parameter that we are also needing to keep in mind is the quality parameter. So the quality parameter ranges from 0.25 to 5. And what does this actually do? This is how fast you want your images to generate, and also how detailed your images should be. So, for example, if we just do a default or like a less quality one, the image will generate super quick. It's not going to tax as much. So, for example, if you're on a free trial and you just want your images to be created super quickly, maybe go for a lesser quality because you will not pay as much in terms of the minutes per, on your account. So as you can see, the quality of them is super general. It's not super detailed. It's just whatever. Then you do the normal one. So basically, if you would not put the dash quality, it would just default to this, and it'll give you a bit more detailed picture, a bit more detailed fish here. So you can see, it's more lines, it's more things going on. It's a bit more detailed in a way. It's a bit more sharp, I would say. And then you go for 5, and 5 takes a ton of time to generate. But here is, for example, 4 images that is generated by quality 5 when I put the bluefish. And in a way, it is kind of bad because it's too detailed that it's just it just takes away from what you're actually trying to generate. So it's slower for sure. It's more experimental, as this kind of guide says here as well. And personally, I would either go for 1, 2, or actually in some instances, I go for 0.25 just to see if the AI is thinking like me. And if, for example, if I want the AI to create a specific image, I would just do 0.25 to see if those 4 images that it generates are even close to what I'm asking for. If it's not, then I know that I can quickly make a change and try it again. And once I find the sweet spot, I can just do quality 1 or 2 and get a better quality on the image. So there's a lot of trial and error when using Midjourney, as you can see, but that's kind of the name of the game. And here is just the last kind of image that I wanted to show you. This I found it on a really great resource, and it shows clearly when using quality 1, 2, and 5 what the differences are. So as you can see, the bear on the number 4 here is using quality 1. Quality 2, it's the AI is thinking a bit more. It's trying to add more details. And quality 5, it's cramming a ton of details, and it kind of starts looking technological in a way, like the bear is just a robot or something. And you can see it with the faces here as well. Like here's the face, and then it's a bit more, abstract and or like better, high quality, more detailed. And here it's like super detailed. And you can make those comparisons yourself and see if what quality you like better. It's all just artistic in my opinion. So choose the one that fits your style the best. And remember, when you're actually generating those images, they are yours forever. Pretty sure. So once you generate an image, it is yours. You can, I think, pretty much like sell it and stuff like that. If I'm not sure if they changed their terms of service, but when I subscribed, it's pretty much tells me to I can, like, when I generate an image, it's my creation. So whatever art you would like, choose a quality that fits, choose a parameter that fits, and I hope this was useful for you. There was actually one more parameter I wanted to mention, which is the -- no parameter. And a -- no parameter is if you want the AI to not create something. So let's say you want a library without books. If you generate imagine library without books, it will focus on the books. It cannot understand that you don't want the books. Therefore, in your parameters, you have to put -- no and then books. In that case, the AI will understand, okay, I got you. You want a library without books. You're crazy, but I'll generate that for you. And yeah, I don't think I've missed anything now. So that was basically it. If you have any questions, just comment. Next section will be about prompts. So looking forward to that. See you then. All right, so let's discuss prompts finally. So we discussed parameters. That's the things you put at the end of the sentence. And now let's discuss what you're actually going to put into the sentence to, into your prompt to create beautiful images. So what are the things you can actually input? Well, you can input these following stuff, and actually more than that, but these are the main things that I found is essential to create beautiful images. And that is physical items, creatures plus what's happening to the creature, what it is doing, the lightning, time of day, and the atmosphere, the place. As you can see, those three options, they're all in relation to kind of the environment, right? So what are we? What place are we in? How is the atmosphere looking? And the lightning, what type of lights is coming in? Is it, for example, rays from the sky? Is it not rays from the sky? Is it morning? Is it evening? And also you have artists and directors. So for example, you have directors for movies. You can mention them as well. For example, I want a style by this director, and then it's going to create, an image based on the patterns that director kind of does. So if an artist, for example, does things in black and white, and you're like, I want a monkey, the style of whatever artist, I'll create that. Or I want a monkey created by Da Vinci, then I'll create a monkey created by Da Vinci. Or I want a monkey in the style of Mona Lisa, and it'll create that. So it's, these are the type of prompts you can include into your, generation, into your like text to actually generate great images. All right, so you might be wondering, so what should I actually put in? Like, I know the atmosphere, the place, and all this kind of stuff, but my creativity is limited. Like, what should I do? I do not have any ideas. Well, stay tuned for the resource segment of this course, where I'll just give you plenty of examples you can go for, and you can pick and choose what you like and create an image you love. But the next section is us recreating a cool art created by a real famous artist, Olaf, on his Instagram. So let's try to recreate his art in the next section. All right, so let's actually try to create this image. So this image is created by Olaf on Instagram. I'll put his Instagram in the description. It's amazing. It's just crazy. And he's really popular in creating those, Midjourney images. He's insane. As you can see, this is a beautiful image. Let's try to create it. He always puts his prompts and what he's written into the AI into his Instagram. So you can actually try that by yourself. And so let's see what he wrote. This is the image you may be familiar with that I showed you in the beginning of this course. It's a massive dragon breaching on the shore of a dark Icelandic beach. Sunsets, crepuscular rays, fishermen, elderlich, dark, hyper-realistic atmosphere. Probably butchered a lot of these words. Insanely detailed, intricate, immaculate, matte painting, 8K. And then we have, our parameters here. So the AR34 aspect ratio. Video, it's nothing important, just he kind of, put it in. So I was like thinking, why not? It usually doesn't do anything more than record the progress from generating it from 0% to 100%. And then we have the stylize, which are, super important in this case. All right, so we put these 4 images. I liked the 4th one because in my opinion, I was like, damn, that looks very close to this image. So let's upscale it. So I upscale it and upscale it to the max. So when I upscale it to the max, this is what I got. So this is the original one that I got to the left. So first I got that image and then I upscale it to the max. And here we can see that it's when pressing the button in the UI, upscale to the max, what happens. So here's a side by side. So to the right, as you can see, it's a bit more detailed. Like there is more golden details in there, right? So there's more golden details. This black thing is, more shaped to be almost like a figure. Maybe it's a fisherman. I don't know. Maybe that's what the AI is trying to create here. But in this case, it's nothing, right? So, and also the clouds are more colorful in some sense, are more detailed in that. So this is what the upscale max does. In my opinion, this is a bit too sharp for my eyes, so I want to keep going. So instead of, pressing upscale max, I'll try to press upscale light. So it's like an upscale light. So it really does the upscale, it upscales light. And as you can see, it's a bit more washy than the original. It's almost less sharp. I wouldn't say it's less detailed, but it kind of feels a bit that way. It smushes things together, as you can see. And I don't know, just feels a bit way too blurry for my eyes. I don't really like that much. If there could be a healthy balance between the two, I would love that. So upscale light max is an option. And here is where I actually start to get interested, because I'm like, yes, this is what I like. This is what I love. It's definitely more detailed than the last, just light. It's a bit more sharp, and I love the colors. It's basically what I would, think is closer to Olaf's creation. And just more pleasing for my eyes in general. I love the clouds. I love everything about this. So I'm just going to go with that. But let's just discover the other options that we have, just in case. So we have the upscaled beta. And damn, this is super smoothing everything out. I don't really like this. This is not something that I could go for. But hey, if it floats your boat, if it's something that you enjoy, remember, art is subjective. So if it's something you like, go for this. But right now I'm trying to create Olaf's art, so I'm not going to go for this option. But it's crazy nonetheless. There's something that we missed. We missed upscaling it in the new way. So there's a upscale remaster that they kind of launched to this update. And this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Look. This uses another type of AI thinking to remaster your arts. And we put a dragon, and this perfectly represents this dragon. I would say this represents a dragon much better than Olaf's creation. But, I'm not going to go for this one because this is not the one I wanted to recreate, but just want to highlight that the AI managed to do this. It's crazy. It looks super realistic in my opinion. Like the lighting, bouncing on the chest and everything is great quality overall. It makes much more sense than the original one, based on the prompt that we put in. So just try to experiment with this option. I really do like it, and I think this has a lot of potential. So just keep that in mind. But yeah. So let's compare the one I got compared to Olaf's. And here it is. So mine is to the right, Olaf's is to the left. It's pretty close. He's a bit more pinkish, purplish in the hue in the image. Mine is a bit more on the yellow side, more on the orange side. But all in all, I think it's pretty similar. So as you can see, we can create beautiful art. There's no real differences between us and professional Midjourney generating people. All it takes is just using the same words as them or learning to use words that actually fits. And now you're asking, but Hassan, how do I know what words I should use? How would I know what sequence of words I should use and what I should include to be able to create beautiful art? I will tell you that in the next section. Because up until now, when we have generated images, we have always struggled with not getting the images that we see on Instagram, not seeing the images that we see on the Midjourney website. Those are super intricate, super cool, super amazing, captivating. But when we create images, the AI just spits out something super random, and we're like, I guess, but it's not something that I would post on my, on my socials. It's not something that I truly think is beautiful. So in the next section, I'll tell you exactly what you should put in step by step, and I can't wait to share it with you. So, all right, see you then. All right, so we're finally here, the general structure. So what is happening here? Well, there's a lot of things to consider, and these are the main parts that I've kind of digested down. So the numbers you see here to the left is how many of those things that I want you to write down. So in this case, it's 1 to 2 physical items or creatures, and what it's happening to the item or what's happening to the creature, what's the creature is doing. For example, if it's a robot, what is the robot doing? And what's happening to it. So just include 1 to 2 sentences and put a comma in between each part, so you can kind of differentiate between the things. And I'll show you how that looks in just a second. And then 1 to 2 lightning or time of day. So what I mean by that is, for example, if it's dimly lit, if it's night, if it's morning, all this kind of stuff. Mention 1 to 2 words that, or adjectives that will, make it more clear for the AI what you want. And then 2 to 3 words about the atmosphere. So you can use words, for example, like atmospheric or eerie, or all this kind of stuff, which makes the atmosphere easier to understand for the AI. You can also use words, for example, as intricate and detailed, and this also goes into the atmosphere, and the AI will be like, yes, I know what this is. There's, for example, place as well. So where are we in the world? So as we saw in the other picture that Olaf created, he used, for example, a black beach. So, if we're using beach, is it white, is it black, is it another color? So just kind of the place, where are we in this world? It also ties in with the atmosphere and, lightning and time of day. You can also write the place in the physical items and creature, the same sentence up there. I've seen that working as well. So just keep that in mind as well. And lastly, we have the artist / director and the style you're going for. So if it's an artist you're going for, I would recommend using 1 word. Otherwise, 2 to 4 words if you're not kind of going for a specific style. So specific style is, some people usually use 8K, HD, all this kind of stuff, all these words to, like Octane render, you probably have seen, or Cinema 4D, or taken by an ATD camera, like or taken by a Sony camera. These are like these type of styles that the AI will go for. So if it's not an artist, I would say 2 to 4 of these kind of words to just direct the AI to a specific way. And the artist you can use with Midjourney. I'll tell you all about them in the resource section. I can't wait to share that with you. And yes, so what type of work have I been able to generate from it, and how do I actually get this structure? I got this structure from studying Olaf's Instagram and other types of Instagrams, and I've seen how they actually do create them. So this kind of way of creating is what I've dissected from these artists, and I would recommend you to doing the same. Here is my work from it. I generated a futuristic humanoid robot burning books in a large medieval library, dimly lit with incandescents, atmospheric, eerie, matte painting, insanely detailed and intricate, 8K, and then we have our parameters, which are AR45 for Instagram, and then -- stylize. As you can see, I did not use the comma in between them, because otherwise the AI would not generate it for me. So just keep that in mind. Just use it in the prompts, don't use it in the parameters. And as you can see, I've got 4 beautiful images here, and it's kind of what I've asked for. He's a robot. It's burning books. I'm guessing in a library, and the library looks very medieval, and the robot looks very detailed and intricate, as I pointed it out, and it's atmospheric, and it kind of has a story behind it, and that's what I really wanted to portray with this course. Is you can create stuff that has generate images that have some sort of story behind it. It kind of takes you in a world where things are happening, right? And usually that is what art is about communicating a story, communicating, meaning and our values and stuff like that. So these are some results that I got from the structure that I have here, and I hope it works for you too. All right, so in the next section, I'll talk about the resources. Finally, we're at the end of this course. I'll tell you about the resources in the next part of this course. Cannot wait. See you then. All right, so now we're into the resource section. And as you can see, there's many resources that I'll walk you through now. Just wanted to shout out Olaf Bolmerus. I think that's how you're pronouncing it. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name. But as you can see, this is his Instagram page. Go follow him. He's incredible. And here's the image that we generated. He always puts in great effort into his art, and you can definitely go and take inspiration and try to replicate some things, and just to kind of learn his process, right? So that's kind of what we have done today. And you can use this website. It's called prompts.newshot.com/midjourney, and this to have your prompts written for you. I'll show you how that looks like. And as you can see here, so I can start typing something like a monkey climbing a wall of spiders or something. I don't know. So something like that. And you know, you can, this is Midjourney, this is DALL-E if you're using DALL-E, but this course is for Midjourney. And you can use different styles. For example, you know, here's so many different styles that you can use. Like I want it to be glitch art, maybe that's cool. And what this means, this kind of like drag and drop, is how much you want this to weigh. So for example, if you want this to weigh a lot, so 5, then it'll do this. It's going to be imagining monkey climbing a wall of spiders, and it wants glitch art to be super heavy into the thinking of the AI. So it's definitely going to include glitch art, but it might not include other words that you're using. I would recommend not using weights. I think that's a bit, you know, you never get the result that you kind of go for in my experience. But yeah, here's some lighting, you know, candlelight, electric art, laser, all this kind of stuff. The type of camera, artists, here's so many different artists. I'll show you even more in a second. Colors, materials, the size that you're going for, the aspect ratio, the depth of field, and you can just go click here, copy it, and then you can go paste it on in Discord. And you know, if that's what you do like and you don't want to type it by hand, then you have that resource. Let's see another resource. All right, so here's another resource that we do have, and this is an open library of artist styles by MJ. You know, like the MJ community is the Midjourney community. And as you can see, the artist name and if the artist style is kind of trained by the AI, and it is, yes. And here's the different results that you do have. So Midjourney prompt, artwork by, then artist full name. And so for example, this is Aaron Horkery. And you will get this type of artwork. So for example, if you want a monkey in this type of style, then you can put a monkey by whatever name, like, and then you get that style. And as you can see, this list is insane. It's so, you can see this slide bar, it's so insane. Like it's like thousands of artists, right? It just take time for the images to pop up, but oh, there you go. Like it's popped up, there you go. And yeah, it's really cool. You can use this kind of resource, and some people are using this already, as you can see. And yeah, let's jump into the next resource, which are the effects of shading. Here is some effects that you can see of the shading. So these are just examples of teapots and how Midjourney is affected by different, for example, aspect ratios. So you have 1.1 and how that's affecting it. It's like a quadrant. Or 14:9 and how that is affecting it. Or 3:1 and, you know, a Utah teapot, how that is affecting the image that is created. And, you know, you have different styles. So for example, a teapot from the 1700s and how Midjourney understands that. You know, different mediums, different, like for example, children's drawing, it draws it in a children's drawing. Post-processing, all this kind of stuff, like different lights. So you have a lot to go just look through here and just to see what fits your creation the best. Sometimes you lose the word that you want to use, or you maybe have an idea but you don't remember the word, so you just go to these type of websites, or you don't have any idea at all, you just want to take inspiration, and that's fine too. You just go into these type of resources and you find inspiration. And if you want more kind of, you know, stuff, here's another website that you can use. It's the Midjourney documentation website. All of these resources will be in the description, and it basically tells you everything that I've kind of told you and much more. So in terms of the quality, the style, like the stylized that we have gone through, all these different like resources, it gives you so many different resources. And even for people that speak traditional Chinese, for example. And, you know, these are great if you want to just dip your toes into Midjourney and go the extra mile into creating your beautiful images. Other resources I would recommend is Pinterest and Instagram. Those are always great. You can always get inspiration from those type of websites into what type of art fits you the best. And yeah, that was basically it. All the resources will be in the description if you found it enjoyable. And if not, just let me know as well. And yeah, that was all for me. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.